Windale Resort to Pollachi via Munnar, Anamudi and the Chinnar Wildlife Sanctuary. I woke quite early in the morning before the sunrise. Birds were twittering outside, so grabbing my phone I left our room and climbed up to the pool to have a look to see if I could see the sunrise. The sun unfortunately was going to rise behind the mountains, but the mist below was just as nice. I took some photographs of the flowers and then went back to join Peter in the restaurant beneath our rooms for our breakfast. And what a breakfast it was. Dosas, puris, even my husband's favourite scrambled eggs. We paid the bill from the night before, $580 for our meal, and then climbing back up the 45-degree slope, I waited for Peter at the top while he brought the bike up. Here he comes. It is quite a slope. I parked my bike at the top because I was too chicken. We set off towards Munnar. Now this road we have travelled many times, but never in this direction, and it literally was like going on a totally different road. The views are spectacular. The sun was coming up and we eventually reached Munnar. These are internet photos because I didn't stop for photographs because it was too chaotic. And on the far side of Munnar we were heading towards Anamudi, which is the highest peak in the Southern Ghatts. And again, every time we came round a corner, the view was just spectacular. Tea plantations, rivers, dried up waterfalls, some waterfalls with a little bit of water. Incredible views. Took photographs of the bike and then there's Peter across the road. I travelled through Morocco once to the Atlas Mountains and nothing could compare. I could never express the size of them. And the same with Munnar. You cannot express the pure size of these tea plantations. We carried on climbing up and up and up until we reached 5,500 metres, and then at the very top of the mountain we started going back down again. I took this photograph and then realised that the moon was just on the horizon of the mountains. Here we are, me looking nice and warm, Peter just looking windswept. Again, coming around corners, more tea, and then we found they were actually planting something on this. We can't quite make out what it was, but they had little protective barriers around everything. We came to one area where they'd actually fenced off the road from the jungle, and we saw some big deer in there. We kept our eyes peeled looking for other things. Came to a little town where we went looking for an ATM, found the ATM, but unfortunately it had no money in it for another 20 minutes and we didn't wait. So coming out of the town, we now begin to get lower in the mountains, stopped off for some drinks and some snacky things, and then we entered the Chinnar Wildlife Sanctuary. You have no photographs from inside the sanctuary because you're not allowed to stop. But Peter saw elephants and I didn't. When we did come out of the reserve, we realised I'd spent rather a lot of time taking photographs and we were now running late. So we stopped 100 metres further on from the exit and sat in a cafe waiting for the sun to cool down a bit before continuing our journey to the modern inn, their photograph not mine, and checking into a very nice room, nice and clean, nice bathroom. We dropped our bags and then we headed onto the streets as the sun went down to find something to eat. Found people who hennaed, found fabulous little tailors. How they work out of these little places, I'd love to know. Took some photographs of some architecture and then had the most amazing food, but didn't take a photograph until we'd finished. Discovered a new thing, colutaris, whatever. They are amazing. I'll have them again. Anyway, this is where we ate, this sort of little rundown place, but it was great. And then we went back to our room where we had, I would say, a nice peaceful night's sleep, but it wasn't peaceful. It was a nice night's sleep, but there were people talking and cooking and clearing their throat, as India does. But anyway, the journey continues tomorrow.